believe that'll be all this morning.
Alrighty, just the 2 chances strawberry outside your refresher, please.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day.
So we just got back from Nomad Fest, and it's late October, and it is time to
Winterize.
empty,
Woo.
empty, treat, search for, prepare, and tuck away for the winter. So enjoy.
Time to say night-night.
Night-night.
Night-night, Little House of Big.
A quick tour of Little House of Big, just from the storage winterizing point of view. So all of this back here has our foodstuffs and the Instapot. Things over here are cooking, spices. Overhead over there is batteries and flashlights, radios, and warranty information. We use the upper cupboard as like games and snacks, and then the lower is where we put our drinks and potatoes and like that. And then we have our refrigerator and John. And then these are just dishes, so not much to do here. Just carefully packed. Then just 2 drawers with utensils. Probably have to.
We're using compressed air to evacuate the water out of the water lines before we fill them up with the antifreeze. And so I'm watching it watching the kitchen sink faucet through the window, so I can see when that one's done. So we're done blowing out the lines. Not everybody thinks that you should blow out the lines. Some folks feel that it's sufficient just to add antifreeze into the system and call it a day. But because we live in Colorado and the temperatures can get well below 0, we're a little concerned about that. So I purge out as much water out of the system as we possibly can, and then we just fill that up. So the first step after blowing out the lines is to bypass the water heater. We don't want to fill the water heater with any of the antifreeze. We've drained that. There's no water in it. Our water heater is underneath our oven, so I have to pull an access panel, and we'll do that now, and I'll show you how we switch the bypass on this system. Okay, so we're going to bypass the water heater so that the antifreeze that gets added into the system comes through the inlet and then bypasses here, our water heater, and then goes out to the hot water lines. We don't want any antifreeze in the hot water tank, as we mentioned. And so anytime you encounter a valve that has the handles installed correctly, if it's turned perpendicular to the line, that means it's turned off. That means it's turned this way, so it's stopping the flow. If it's parallel to the line, like these are, right, that means it allows the flow to go through. So these valves are turned on, this valve is turned off. So to bypass, I'll turn this valve on, making it parallel. I'll turn these valves off, making them 90 degrees or perpendicular to the line. And now any solution that flows up through the incoming line gets stopped here flows back up through here, can't go here, and has to go out through the hot water outlet. That way we're sure that there's no antifreeze or contaminants going into the hot water tank, and that we get antifreeze into all of the appropriate lines in the trailer. So anytime I have a panel off, one of the things I like to do is check for any signs of rodent infestation. Not seeing any of that here. I do want to take this moment though to point out this pipe insulation that we've put in here in various places to stop rattling. It's amazing how much quieter our entire water system is now after putting these pipe insulators throughout wherever I could access a pipe, so that they're no longer touching and banging together as the pump runs. Okay, so back to winterizing. So this is a winterizing valve. This brass valve here is a two-way valve, so it either allows solution to travel this way into the pump, or when it's turned in the direction of this cap, it allows it to travel from here into the pump. And this is the line coming from our tank and our shore water supply. So we'll leave this switched off, and then this cap comes off. It's usually on there only just hand tight. It's got a little O-ring in there so it doesn't have to be cranked down. And then we have this siphon line. This end will go into the antifreeze, and you can see it's got a little notch in there, and that's so that suction from the pump doesn't cause this to go up against the plastic and suck it down and stop the flow. So that keeps flow going through there. So this also has a little rubber seal in it, so it just needs to only go hand tight. We'll put that on here. Then we'll grab antifreeze. Don't want to lose that cap. Drop that all the way in. Then I'll turn on the water pump, and the strategy is to start by filling the lines that are closest to the pump. So in the order in our trailer, this is right below our faucet, our kitchen faucet. So the first thing I'll do is the kitchen faucet, then we do the shower, and then we do the bathroom faucet, and then the last thing is the toilet. So let me turn on the pump and we'll get started. Okay, so it's going to draw because it needs to come up to pressure. So that's running pink. We'll turn that off. Then we'll move into the bathroom and we'll do the very same thing with the shower and the sink and the toilet. First the cold, then the hot. And remember, this is bypassed on the tank, so this won't pull any antifreeze into the hot water tank. You can see it's running water, sputtering a little water. Now it's running pink. Turn that off. Now I do want to mention that we'd like to do this before we clean the camper, because we want to wipe all this pink stuff out anyway. So we do this as the first step before we start cleaning the camper up. All right, I'll start with the cold, and I just turn it on a little bit so it's not splashing as it starts to bubble. And the same thing with the hot. See, like that, how it spatters. We turn on too high, sometimes you'll get splashed by it. You can hear some air in there. Okay, that should be good. And now we'll do the potty. Okay, so everybody's favorite. Okay. I like to leave about a cup's worth in the stool so that it keeps the seal on the toilet lubricated. If it's allowed to dry out, it could possibly crack, and then you'll have an issue that you have to repair, and it doesn't sound to me like that would be any fun. So I keep about a cup or so in there over the winter, and it's good.
So we got the trailer emptied out a few days ago of stuff, spices, batteries, all of that.
Anything that would freeze.
That would not do well freezing.
Right.
And we've gotten the water out of the pipes.
Yes.
And we've got the pink antifreeze into the pipes.
That's into the pipes. Now the fun begins. We
And-
get to clean.
Yeah. Yay. Vacuum, scrub, and wash the outside.
Yes, you definitely want to wash the outside of your RV before you put a cover on it. Elsewise, any winds that come up during the season will just want to grind that paint into your finish.
Winds? We have winds in Colorado?
Gentle breezes.
Gentle breezes.
Yes.
Snow, all that.
Yes.
To remove the propane tanks and the batteries, and John disconnected the solar.
So thanks for hanging out with us while we winterize Little House Big. We got her put away just in time. Snow's on its way. Colder temperatures are coming. Hey, if you have any questions, put them in the comments down below. We'll be sure we do our best to answer those for you. And if you have any of your own tips and tricks for winterizing an RV, please also add those in the comments below so that others can learn from all of us. And if you liked what you heard today, please subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.